It's the Terry Sullivan Show. Today's guest, Director of Economic Development for the City of Lewisville, Marichelle Samples. Now, the man who made me the guy I am today, totally frustrated and uptight. Hey, it's Terry Sullivan.
That's absolutely not true. I guarantee you were frustrated before you ever got here today.
Oh, no. I was happy. I was just happy.
Listen, we're too close to Sunday for you to start lying. You know you're never happy.
I'm always happy.
Paula tells you when you're happy.
No, man, it's all puppy dogs and rainbows.
Yeah. Hey, you're playing well today, buddy.
Oh, thanks.
You know what? You're one of my better students. You don't even know what to say.
I quit.
Thank God. You know, just about the time you think God doesn't answer prayer, bam, that happens right there. You know I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding.
Mine didn't come true. Okay, never mind. Carry on.
Marichelle, I have Marichelle Samples with us today. Marichelle, it's so good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I've looked forward to this interview because we have a lot to talk about.
We do.
Yeah. So before we get started, you have Christina with you.
Yes.
And Christina, come over here and show everybody your shoes because our shoes match.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, come on over here. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, come on over here, Christina. We're gonna look at shoes because you made it a point to let me know that we match.
We do match.
Look. Yeah, that's right. We're Vans. That's right.
I did not get the memo.
Look at those shoes there.
Love it.
Those shoes cost more than my Vans, though.
I doubt it.
I'm happy about that. Marichelle, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing so good. I have absolutely zero complaints, although I do miss it, complaining.
You can get started again anytime you wish.
No, I know. Marichelle, you graduated at Texas A&M.
Yep, Texas A&M University Commerce.
Now, when you were in college, were you a wild child?
No, quite the opposite.
You were reserved? You were focused into your studies?
I would say a healthy mix of both. So I was in a sorority, and I was also at one point the president and the RA of that sorority, and I wore multiple different hats as well. So a lot of it was academics and making sure that I did well, but that I also supported the sorority Alpha Kappa Alpha.
So, you know, that's kind of mature for a college student there. You know, most of the college kids, they like to party and they like all the partying that goes on when they're in college. So you were more focused on academics.
Yes, academics, and then again, being part of the sorority, we were involved in community service and other programs around the city. So.
By the way, Marichelle Samples is the Director of Economic Development for the City of Lewisville, and doing an absolutely incredible job.
Thank
and
you.
We're going to get into that in a minute, but I want to talk to you about personal stuff and because Ben, I talked to your husband Ben, and he gave me a lot of stuff on you that
All lies.
He said, bring this up. He said, I want to know about this right here. He said, I've been asked, you know, so. But anyway, you went to Texas A&M, and then you went to law school in Oklahoma City.
Yep.
At what college?
Oklahoma City University.
Mm-hmm. Why did you want to be? Did you always want to be an attorney?
For a long time, I did. I was scared to become an attorney because I didn't know any attorneys, and I didn't know the path. I didn't know the questions to ask. I didn't know where to go to find resources, and so I did. I wanted to, but I was also scared of pursuing a path that I didn't know much about.
But when you came out of college, you went to work for the City of Dallas. Is that correct?
Oh yes, I worked for the City of Dallas after I graduated from after I graduated from law school.
Yeah. So, but you had a great career there. I mean, did you just? I mean, how'd you figure it all out?
I mean, day by day. So I started in prosecution because I wanted to know what it felt like to be in the courtroom. I wanted to, actually live the things that you see on TV, and I wanted to actually see if being in the courtroom was what I really wanted to do. And so I started there, prosecuted all types of different cases.
Did you enjoy that?
I did, but it was very nerve-wracking because the way that the docket would run for that, I mean, I could have maybe 100 cases on the docket and not know which cases I'm going to go to trial on. And I could have one trial that day, I could have 2 or 3, and just in not very long of a time to actually get the officer or the witness ready for trial.
You know that because you are a perfectionist, and because you spend a lot of time in preparation, did that drive you nuts?
Yes, it did. But part of the thing, what we did have, depending on what the violation was, we had a list of questions. And so that list of questions at least help us get started in it. As you know, as you continue through the trial and through the questioning, then other questions just naturally will come up.
Yeah. So what was the hardest prosecution you ever did?
I would say it would have to be one of the assaults. There was one assault that came to me as a case to potentially prosecute, and it actually included one gentleman hitting another gentleman with a hammer.
That had to hurt, I think.
Yes, definitely. So that was sad, and it was it was definitely trying, but we got through it and we move forward.
So your husband's name is Ben.
Yep.
Benjamin, but we call him Ben.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's a great guy.
Thank you.
And you guys have been married for how long?
Since 2016.
Since 2016. And
Yeah.
you have 2 boys.
2 boys, yes.
Yeah, and how old are they?
They are currently 4 and 5. My oldest will turn 6 this week, actually.
And they're a handful.
They are. They are boys to the core.
Yeah. So Ben is a district attorney.
Actually, he's an assistant city attorney for the city of Denton.
Yeah.
He's the first assistant city attorney.
Did you guys meet in college?
We actually met at the city of Dallas. So he was in prosecution the same time I was. So when I started, he was already there. And then eventually, after about 2 years in prosecution, I moved over to general counsel division. And that's when I started my journey in economic development. And then shortly after as well, he moved over to general counsel. So we worked together for a long time. We even shared a wall. We had offices right next to each other.
So you didn't get much work done?
Oh no, I definitely did. I would tell him, I would just pound on the wall and say, shh, I'm trying to work in here.
So, he's a great guy, and he's a great supporter of you, and I'm sure in return. So that's all I'm going to say about Ben. Let's talk about the City of Lewisville.
Yeah.
So you've been the Director of Economic Development for a year.
Yep.
And when you came into that spot, there was a lot going on. There was already a lot of development going on in Lewisville. It was a difficult situation for you to walk into. But so why? I mean, you're a successful attorney in Dallas, building a reputation, building a career, and all of a sudden you make a jump. Why is that? And why for the City of Lewisville?
Well, honestly, it just felt right. So when I was in the city attorney's office in Dallas, my prior boss knew Claire when Claire worked at the city attorney's office in Dallas. And Claire gave her a call at one point just to see if she knew of anyone that she may recommend for this position. And she mentioned me. And really that's when I started looking at the position. And once I looked at the position and I've been in Lewisville, I've been out on the lake, I've been in this area. So looking at the position and what it held, and also just the amazing things that my prior boss had to say about Claire.
Yeah, she's the best.
She is.
She's the best. She's doing a great job for the City of Lewisville. Everybody loves her. You know what the best thing is about Claire? Is she really loves this city.
She does.
And it's more about the growth, the positive growth of the city than it is about the politics. So, and she's a great face. She's a great face. I really love Claire. I know you do as well. So you walked into a position where, was it difficult? I mean, you had to wrap your head around a lot of things at one time.
Yes, it was, but You know, you just take, just like anything else, you take it day by day, you take it week by week, and you just work towards your goals. So when I took over, Claire walked through everything that was going on, and I literally just picked up everything from where they were at and just continued to move them forward. So just one step at a time.
You know, in excuse me, in Old Town, we have a lot of building going on.
We do.
I mean, the Old Town is an old city made into a new place.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of apartments being built, a lot of retail coming in. And what's your vision for Old Town ultimately?
I mean, I just want it to be a thriving mixed-use development. It has all of the potential, and it's just growing and continuing to get better. As you mentioned, we have a lot of new residents that are going to be coming online in the next 1 to 2 years, and that's going to mean amazing things for our city. It's going to be amazing things for our businesses and our residential community.
Yeah. Was it easy to establish relationships with the developers that are here? And you know, the city, some of it's kind of mixed as far as the progression. Mm-hmm. Some of it's kind of mixed as far as the old seeming to go away and the new coming in. How do you explain that?
So I would say it's really a mixture of both. Like you said, we want to maintain that Old Town feel, but also bring more opportunities to the city for our residents and for our business community. So you want to see that happen in both instances.
A lot of apartments coming in. I think like almost 1,000 units really in the next couple of years.
Exactly.
And the ones right next to the barbecue house, they told me this week that they're going to start leasing out in May of this year. Hopefully to be people moving in the fall.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible. So as far as the rest of Lewisville, I mean, you know, those of us that live and work in Old Town, we just see Old Town. But Lewisville is a big city.
Yes.
What other developments are going on in the city of Lewisville?
Well, one area I'll mention is our Northern Gateway by the lake. So we have a lot of development happening there. We have mixed-use development. We have Gas Monkey going in. We have the Hamptons project that will be our commercial hub there of different types of uses and include open space and water features and those sort of things. And then we have a lot of development when it comes to residential units as well. So multifamily units, townhome units, and so that area as well in the coming years is going to explode just like Old Town will.
Yeah. So if you were to say to, I mean, obviously Lewisville's like any other city. You want to attract corporations and that are moving. You know, there's a lot of corporations from around the country moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. How would you, what kind of appeal would you make to someone to park it in Lewisville?
Well, the first few that come to mind is our tax rate. We have the lowest tax rates in the surrounding cities. I'll also mention the proximity to the airport. And to the rest of the DFW area. We are really centrally located to appease to different areas of the DFW. So I think those are the top two. But then also, like you said, we have so much going on here. We have so much development happening, and there are so many businesses here, so many residents here, and it's just going to continue to increase year after year. So it's nothing but opportunity for them.
Great opportunities here, and we have a great school system here. I mean, a really good school system, so it's a great place to raise a family.
Yes, it is.
As a matter of fact, I think we're rated very high in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in North Texas, to bring your family and raise a family here.
Exactly.
A lot of diversity here as well.
Yes.
For businesses and for people. And when you talk about the retail side, Christina, how are we doing?
Great. You guys are on a roll.
Well, I just want to check in with you, because right now you're the boss.
Yes.
Anybody that wears Vans shoes, they're the boss.
Yep. Agree with you there.
You know what? You're over there. I'm looking over there because that's where you were. I'm looking at Terry, and he's over there. And I'm thinking, why is she not looking at me? You're over here by the wall. Listen. All right.
Got to keep you guessing.
You got to keep me guessing. Yeah. Don't do that again. When it comes to retail in Old Town, there are things that are needed in Old Town, like a grocery store. Are we closer to getting a store in here?
I would say yes, we are. One of the reasons why a grocery store hadn't come online up to this point is that you need to have the residents to be able to support it.
Right.
And so we want to ensure that there are enough residents here to support our entire business community as well as new businesses like a grocery store. And
Yeah.
I think we are at the cusp of that now.
I'm going to need to know who that is. What other retail are you hoping to? I mean, when you revitalize and you restructure and you rebuild, it's a mammoth job.
It is.
And it takes years. The public really, for the most part, have no idea how hard your job is to reestablish and rebuild and revitalize a city. What other retails are you looking for to come into Old Town?
Well, you've mentioned a grocery store. That is definitely on our list. We would also love to see a brewery here in Old Town. And I would also like to see more entertainment uses as well. So those are the first few things that come to mind, but my list is very long.
It's long, isn't it? What's the hardest part about your job?
I would say the hardest part is not being able to do everything that everyone wants.
Yeah.
So there are some things that are within my control and there are some things that are not. And so I really want to make the business community happy as well as our residents and the city. And the hardest part is just making sure that I do that and that I stay on track to do that, because the work that I do here is beneficial for everyone in our city.
But you know, Marichelle, one of the really great things about you is well, first of all, you're very smart, but you're very level-headed as well. You make you take your time in making decisions so that you make the right decisions. Does that come from wanting to always make the right decisions? I mean, because you don't seem to be quick. I mean, you don't just go, okay, let's do this. You really lay it out, and that's very good.
I think that's the attorney in me. And so, but it's so beneficial in so many aspects of my life, even though I'm not practicing right now, but I feel like I always am, like, within me. And so I use it to my advantage, and I don't overthink things, but when I go into something, I also know worst case scenario, I have, option 1, 2, and 3 in my head. So if something doesn't work, I already have it working in my mind where I'm going to go next and how I'm going to pursue it.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Did you miss practicing law?
No, the thing about it is that, again, I use it all the time, right? So it's not as if I just completely left it behind. And while I'm not practicing right now, I'm still a licensed attorney, but it's a part of me. So so I don't miss it in my day-to-day life, because it's just incorporated differently than it used to be.
Do you miss the courtroom?
No. The courtroom was really nerve-wracking. It was, and but it was fun. It was fun and nerve-wracking at the same time.
Yeah. Did you have a good track record of wins and losses?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Okay. We're just going to go with that. So let me ask you this: in working in city management, is it everything you thought it would be?
Yeah. And more here at the City of Lewisville.
Yeah.
I mean, the City of Lewisville is just not like any other place that I've worked. And so
what makes it different?
What makes it different is just the culture here. And all the departments work really well together, work really well with city management and the city council. And it's just been a complete change for me, and a change that I needed and wanted, and I enjoy working here.
It's a family atmosphere, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, it really is. The culture is from just a perspective of cohesiveness. It's a family atmosphere, from the mayor, from TJ, all the way down to whoever. Don't you love TJ?
I do, yes. That's, again, the mayor and the city council. I mean, they're so great to work with, and they're so easy to work with, and I appreciate that. I think that those who haven't worked in other cities don't appreciate it as much. In my case, I have worked with other cities, and I have seen the ways that different cities operate, and it makes me just that more grateful to be here.
Here's a hard question for you. You ready?
Nope.
Christina, we're gonna pay attention. We're gonna stump her.
I'm gonna punt it to Christina.
What's the one thing that you would like to see changed in the city of Lewisville to make the city even better?
Changed. Well, let's focus, yes, on change. The changes that I think that will make Lewisville even better is the work that we're doing into redevelopment of the mall as well as our Lake Park area.
Yeah.
So we're master planning for those two things, and I would love to see both of those take off. And we're in the process of master planning now, so that will help us get to the next step, and I think it'll be vital to our city.
Are your parents still living?
My mom is.
And where is she at?
In Frisco.
In Frisco. What's the one thing that your mom taught you growing up that you still use to this day?
Oh, gosh. She has taught me a lot. She has been my encouragement whenever I felt that I couldn't do something, and I have even, like I said, going to college, initially starting out as a biology major because I wanted to be a nurse because she was a nurse and my sister was a nurse. And my mom was just like, go for it. You can do it. And as much as I was scared to change paths and to becoming an attorney, she has always just been so supportive. She has made me believe that I can do anything. And she has instilled that in me. And so I believe it. And I do it. I do.
Sounds like a great mom.
She is. She's the best.
When you were growing up, what was the best thing? What's your best memory growing up?
My best memory, I would say Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas is my mom and my dad. They always just made it such a special time. I am a child at Christmas. Even though I have my own children now, and it's not about me, and it's about them, and it's about the season. It doesn't matter. It's just this feeling that comes over me during that time. My husband says that I'm a different person during Christmas time. But yeah, I would say
I'm the same way.
Christmas
When I was growing up, Christmas was it was just our time of year, right?
Yes.
And my mom and dad made it so special every Christmas. And the one line that I always remember growing up is my mother would say, "We don't have a lot of money this year, so don't expect much." And it was always bigger. It was bigger.
Same. Same. My mom would do that too all the time, and she would trick us, and she would do really well because I'd come out and I'd look and be like, nope, still nothing. And then I wake up the next morning and there it all is. But it's also just the traditions that we develop during Christmas time. It's a lot of just spending time with each other. It's a lot of watching Christmas movies and having laughs and
Did you carry that over? Do you have that with your family?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Let's see. My favorite Christmas movie probably has to be Home Alone.
Home
I've
Alone.
seen it so many times. 1 and 2 are probably my top 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
And
what
the
mine
Santa
is?
Claus.
Yeah. You know
love
what mine
Santa
is? It's A Wonderful Life.
Yes.
That's my. It's my all. I watch it every Christmas. It's my all-time favorite.
I find it hard to rewatch movies I've already seen because I already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But with Christmas, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter. Does it?
Doesn't matter.
Does it? Yeah. So when I was growing up, our Christmases are the same today.
Yeah.
That's when I was growing up. I mean, we do the same routine.
Same.
My dad's passed on now, but my mother, she picked up the mantle and she reads the birth from the book of Luke,
Yep.
And all of that. But I remember when I got older, went to college, left home, years later, blah, blah, blah. We'd come back when my dad was alive, and he would still not let my sister and I open up presents until Christmas morning. It had to be from Santa. That's the kind of tradition that we grew up in.
Yep.
So as we go forward, Marichelle, let me just say that everybody loves you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you just kind of came into Lewisville and just kind of melted into the fabric of this city. And the job that you're doing is just off the charts. I mean, I hear it all the time. We have all these people, the developers and business owners come into the barbecue restaurant all the time, and they talk about how great you are and how great of a job that you're doing.
Thank
and we
you.
all appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try to do the best that I can. I try to work with the business community and the residents, and just want to make sure that everyone is on board and that we're all heading in the same direction at the same time.
Yeah. So what does your day consist of?
Oh, wow.
I mean, what time do you start and what time do you end?
So we begin at 7:30, Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 5:30, and then on Fridays it's 7:30 to 11:30. So my days, I mean, sometimes there's predictability and sometimes there is not, but
Just meeting after meeting, right?
yes,
Yeah.
lots of meetings, as well as presentations and things of that nature. But then there's also all of the back end stuff, which is the contracts and the negotiating. But then it's also trying to get new businesses online and to attract, and then also supporting our current businesses. And so it's just, it's all moving parts every day. But that's kind of what I like about it. It's no 2 days are the same.
So when you're an attorney, you take work home. I mean, right? I mean, you're preparing for a case as best as you can. So you're working overtime, sometimes 70, 80 hours a week. Is it the same as a city manager?
So being in the city, it really just depends, right? So we do all the things that we can during the day, and if there's something that's urgent, if there's something that I feel that needs to be addressed, then I'll do it. I will, make sure to get things done, because certain things don't run on my time frame, and you don't want to stop something from happening because you didn't push to get it done when it was crucial. But other than that, it's just the normal day.
I have one more question for you.
Sure.
Where's your favorite place to eat barbecue?
Sullivan's.
That's right.
Of course.
Did she do that right, Christina?
He nailed that.
Terry, take it. Hey, before you do that, Terry, thank you so much. Sorry, that was on me. That was on me, Bubba. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
You are a
having me.
pleasure. Terry, take us out, buddy.